Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Woodbeard Meets Makers. I am your host, Christian, and today we got a good one for you for two very specific reasons. Number one, it's our first full video episode. So if you're listening to the audio version and want to check out our faces, head over to YouTube or Spotify or wherever you get your video podcasts. The number two reason, my guest is a really good one. Today I have the absolute pleasure of talking with the founder of Darling Donuts, Alyssa Lancia. Alyssa not only makes delicious, super adorable mini donuts, but also helps inspire and motivate other makers and business owners through her Werk Nights events, as well as through Mohawk College's Center for Entrepreneurship here in Hamilton, Ontario. We had never met before this conversation, but I think it went really great. I don't think I said anything too stupid, but you can be the judge. Let me know. Check out the show notes below for links to where you can see her incredible work and, more importantly, purchase some for yourself. And let's just get this one going. Here is Woodbeard meeting Alyssa Lancia. And we're go. All right. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for agreeing to be on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
My absolute pleasure. I like to start off by gauging people's comfort level with talking about themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you feel you're at?
I'm a pretty open book at this point. I would say like I'm in 7, 8. Pretty high up
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Comes with the territory, I guess, running your own business.
It
Something you gotta
does.
get used to.
Honestly, like if you asked me this 5, 6 years ago, I would have been like a lot lower. But like just with doing business and learning so much, making so many mistakes and just talking about them and talking about it with other people and normalizing things, I just like it's almost like I don't care anymore. Like I want people to learn from me, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna start with a few basic getting to know you questions. So do you have a favorite color?
Oh goodness. I like pink. I like a
Yeah.
fuchsia kind of pink. Yeah, like a darker, not like a super bright pink, but yeah.
Okay. Nice. Do you have a favorite movie or a TV show?
Oh my gosh, I was so addicted to the White Lotus. Like I think everyone was watching it and have you seen it?
I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't seen it yet.
Oh my
Everybody
gosh,
I
you need
work
to
with,
see
everyone I
it.
know has seen it, and I'm like, all right,
Oh,
that's on
so
my
good.
list of things I got to get to, and yeah.
Yeah. And now you can binge it because it's all out now. And oh, it was like all we were watching every week. And then on Facebook, it's like everything was showing up White Lotus, all the behind the scenes and the cast members. So like I was like fully into it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
loved it.
nice.
Mhm.
Are you a fan of the binging that came with streaming? I mean, they're starting to claw it back now to like cable TV
Um,
weekly releases, but for a while there, we had a
honestly,
nice binge.
yeah, you're right. Like I did like the once a week because I am not a binger person. Like
No.
for me, we would watch the one episode and I'd be good. I'd be ready for bed. And many times at night when I try to watch a show, like I fall asleep within 2 minutes. So I do not last. I cannot binge a show.
All
I
right.
wish, but I don't have it in me.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite band or musical genre?
Oh, I love Pink. Like I've loved her since I was like 15. She was incredible then and she's even better now and her performances along with her like acrobatics and her voice and her like what she sang in her music. Oh, it's so inspiring.
Yeah.
I love her. Yeah. She'd be
She's
like at my top.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, her voice, like I've seen her swinging upside down from trapezes while still singing flawlessly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
remarkable.
I
Yeah.
know. I wish. And at her age and yeah, she's so talented and she just doesn't give up and she always has like powerful messages too for
Yeah.
women. So I love
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Nice. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Mm.
Do you have a favorite season? Are you one of these people who's happy that it snowed today, even though it's April?
Oh no, no. I was out for rent today and it was snowing and I'm like, this is mid-April. So I am a summer
Yeah.
gal. I was born in July and I
Nice.
absolutely love going to the beach and loved having pool parties and definitely a summer girl. I love the sun.
Nice. Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm the same. I like summer. Spring is second. I was born in
Yeah.
January,
Oh,
and
really?
like
How was that?
January 13th too. So that
Oh,
was
well,
like,
that's my brother too, and his name is Christian.
oh, really?
That's
Oh,
funny.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like 2 weeks after the holidays. So when you're a
Yeah.
kid, everyone's burned out from the holidays, and it's like, do we have to
Right.
go to a birthday party now too? And it's the middle of winter.
Yeah.
So I always loved summer. I always wish I had a summer
Mhm.
birthday. One of these years, though, my wife and I are planning to go somewhere warm for my birthday. One
Yeah,
of
you
these years.
should. You deserve it. Of
I've
course.
never celebrated it in warmth. And yeah.
Oh my gosh, you need to. Or do a
Yeah.
half birthday and celebrate in July.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Mhm.
All right. And the last one, which leads into what we're going to talk about. Do you have a favorite food?
Oh, I love my pizza. Like honestly, during COVID, my husband really got into pizza making. We got an uni,
Nice.
which is like that pizza oven,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was all about like experimenting with dough. Now, I didn't get into that science and all that. I just like to eat it after he made it.
Yeah.
And it's just always I love going to pizza spots in Hamilton, and I love pizza the next morning. So pizza all the way, 100%.
Nice. Nice. I
Yeah.
agree. That's mine as well.
Yeah,
For
nice.
sure. Yeah, we kind of did kind of the same. We didn't get full on into making the dough, but we have places near us that make fresh dough. But what I did get
Oh.
into was making naan bread, which is
Oh,
super
really?
easy. I didn't know how
Yeah,
easy that was. And so we
yeah.
made naan and made our own little personal pizzas on the naan bread.
Oh, now
And
that's a good
it is so
idea.
good. It is
Oh my
so good.
gosh. You'll have
Yeah,
to give me that recipe after.
I will
Curious.
for sure. Like one batch makes like 8 naans. So you've got like
Oh,
two,
that's
3 days worth of mini
perfect.
pizzas. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yep. So good. All right.
Mhm.
So getting into meeting the maker, very simple question. What do you make?
Okay, so I make mini donuts and they are there's a bunch of flavors. There's about like 15 to 20 different flavors to choose from. There's rotating seasonal flavors and with gluten-free and vegan options too. So it's all mini
Nice.
donuts. We have a lot of people ask if I make regular donuts, but always mini. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So getting back to if we can go back in time, I read that your parents ran a catering business.
Yeah.
So was this were you around the business like were you involved in the business? And do you think maybe that helped motivate you to kind of go into donut making, making food and stuff for yourself?
Interesting question. Yeah, I grew up, my parents owned a banquet hall in Hamilton. So I literally grew up doing every job at the hall. I did co-check at like 10 years old, from serving tables, bartending, dishwashing, this is like secretary, like everything. So
Wow.
I kind of learned what it was like to do a bunch of different jobs for a business and having a family owned business. And I remember growing up and I was like, oh my God, I never want to do this. Like people would ask, like, do you want to take over the hall one day? And I was like, no, ew, absolutely not. This is like way too much work. My dad's working like 7 days a week. Like, no thanks. So then I look back and I'm like, "Oh my god," like, I do have that, like, entrepreneur bug because I kind of just love having like, ownership of something and, like, not having someone to report to, but getting to determine, okay, how much I wanna do, when I wanna do it. But yeah, I pretty much work 7 days a week, so, like, I laugh because I was like, "Oh, I don't want that life." Laughing at not laughing, but now, yeah, that's me, but it's a different capacity because I do it from home, it's way more manageable, but definitely I think my upbringing had a lot to do with, like, shaping me into, like, being a boss and having a business and running one. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
And I mean, working as many hours as they did, they must have had a lot of enjoyment of serving people and that kind of thing, which I would assume has rubbed off on you and has carried over into your business now.
Yeah, no, totally, like, what I saw from it was the amount of connections they made and the communities that they created with bringing people to a spot for their weddings, for their business functions or whatever it was. And like to this day, a lot of brides will remember my dad that got married there. And
Mm,
yeah, it's neat to see. So like I really enjoyed that part of making those new connections through my business. And I value that what he did through his business, making all those connections and building that community. So I think that's one of the things I love most about having a business. It's just the people I've met through it.
nice.
Yeah.
And was donuts a purposeful choice, or was that just like I'm gonna try making stuff, and it just donuts ended up being the thing?
Honestly, it's funny because like I was never like, oh, I want to be a donut maker. Like I love donuts. It was never like that. Um, when I was in school, when I was in university, I went to a naturopath and I had like a, you know what, those things you do, the allergy testing
Yeah.
to see like
Yep.
what your body's not good with. So
Hmm.
I was like, I don't want to say allergic, but highly sensitive to a lot of things with gluten and dairy. So then I started thinking like, oh, I want to start baking like gluten-free, dairy-free things and trying out different desserts, different recipes because like I don't want to study, I just want to bake. So I was in school for
Yeah.
business. And so that's kind of where the love and the passion began of baking. And then the mini donuts came about because when I was moving out of my parents' house, and we had bought me and my husband now we bought a house, and my dad had this like little mini donut maker in the basement, and he had
Mhm.
never touched it. It was like on sale at like Fortino's or something, so I took it, and then I was like playing around with it. I'm like, oh, let's try some mini donuts, and then I brought it to a friend's house, like the mini donuts for her
Mhm.
birthday, and it was a hit. So I'm like, oh, okay, people like donuts. um it was about the time I was getting married, and I thought, why don't I kind of just, I'm someone that kind of just jumps into something. I don't kind of think and analyze things. So it has
Mhm.
its benefits and it has its cons for sure. Like, um, so donuts were going, I would make donuts for fun. And then we moved to Binbrook, and then I joined all those like mom groups on Facebook.
Yep.
And then just for fun one weekend, it was Thanksgiving weekend. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try and sell mini donuts on Thanksgiving weekend and see how it goes. So like I just posted in the moms group, and then that's where I got a lot of interest. So I posted them for like $6 a dozen, like super cheap, and spent that weekend making a lot of donuts. And I think
Mhm.
that's what kind of led into like, okay, I think that I can make a business of this. And then I went ahead, I created social media pages, and it kind of took off from there. So it was never really like donuts all along, but I kind of just stumbled into it from having a donut maker.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very funny.
I love that. Like I got that allergy test as well when I was
Yeah.
in high school and found out
Yeah.
I was allergic to dairy, to
Okay. Yeah.
milk, and which was just the most devastating thing I could have heard because the two things I ate constantly were pizza and cereal, and that was it. Like I'd have cereal for
Yeah.
breakfast and then pizza in the day, cereal before
Yeah.
bed. I was just like, I can't eat anything I like anymore. This
Right.
sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thankfully, I mean, I think like you, my love of pizza is just like it's worth the discomfort and it's
Yes.
worth the risk, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think my body has now accepted that it needs to be okay with pizza.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
anything else, yeah, I mean, we've found thankfully like oat milk and cashew milk and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
Exactly.
there seems to be a lot more like dairy free ice cream that we've
Oh
found. There seems to
yeah.
be a lot more of
Totally.
that stuff out than when I was younger, which is awesome. Um,
Yeah. So many comparisons now. Yeah. Which makes it easier to like just still eat treats and not feel bad.
yeah, and does that make it easier for you to find ingredients for your donuts as well? I'm not sure what kind. Like, obviously, you use stuff that might be dairy free and gluten free. But what kinds of ingredients do you use, and do you find it difficult to attain those ingredients, or are they pretty widely available?
I would say no. In this day and age, everything is so widely accessible for vegan products, starting from like vegan butter, vegan margarine, to having oat milk in the donuts. Because a lot of people can't have nuts. So then, we
Right.
aren't nut free kitchen, but I could easily do like, yeah, I don't use like nut milk. I use like oat milk. Um, and like I used to have like I used to make like flax egg instead of eggs. But now I use a whole egg replacer substitute for the vegan donuts. It's easy. Like there's so much out right now, which um, makes it easier to make it and make sure it still tastes good. Because what I was finding, especially with gluten free products, that there's lots of gluten free brands out there, but are they tasty? Not many of them are, to be
Yeah.
honest. Right.
Yeah.
So it was finding that mixture of finding the right gluten free brands, of gluten free flour to make it so it doesn't, you don't bite into it and you're like, oh yeah, that's the gluten free one. Like, yeah, you still want to enjoy it
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a donut, but oh, it's gluten free. I didn't even know that. So
For
I
sure.
try to
Yeah.
strive for that. Yeah.
How long would you say it takes on average to make a batch of these donuts?
It honestly depends the quantity I'm making. If I'm making like, 4 dozen donuts, which isn't much, about 50 donuts, it takes about 5-10 minutes. Like it's
Oh,
not
nice.
long, but usually on weekends when I'm doing um sometimes like 24 dozen to 36 dozen. I only like for some reason my head's only counts in dozens. I don't even know the
Oh,
quantities. I need a calculator, but that will take me more longer, like 2 to 3 hours. So um
wow.
I do have a son who how old is he? 8 months. So I do it when he's napping. He naps. I'm like, okay, I get to work. I have a 2 hour time slot before he wakes up. Get as much done as I can. So
Nice.
yeah. Yeah.
I saw too, you said in a previous interview a few years ago that you had just got an edible printer.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah. It's
what
cool.
is that? Because it sounds like the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh. So I think it was during COVID when I was looking for other fun things to do with donuts. Like, mini donuts are great, but how can we make it more personable and more fun for events and functions? So did some research online and okay, so at the time, like they sell you online this whole package of like an edible printer with edible ink and edible paper. So basically, but then what I learned later is you can buy almost not any printer, but most printers, as long as you have the edible ink that's compatible with the printer. So you can
Okay.
buy this all separately. I literally have a Canon printer that I use specifically for my edible prints. So I
Wow.
have the printer and then I have frosting sheets. So I wish I had it. Well, they're basically in this box here, but
Okay.
um, it's basically like, yeah, it's made of sugar. It's made of like frosting. I don't know, like um, that's
That's
the
amazing.
paper that I put the printer in, and then the ink is edible ink. So it's cool. So I literally will be making the edible images. People will send me pictures of themselves or their loved ones or kids and print them out, put them on the donut. Like I love it. It's so fun when I make them because I feel like I'm like part of the party too.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
know the
cool.
things they have nowadays is it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your donuts are so like artistic and obviously with this edible paper and stuff. Do you have like an art background as well, or is this
Oh gosh, no.
no?
No,
No?
I'm not artsy at all. When people tell me like you're pretty creative, I'm like, "Oh, I am not creative. Like I didn't take art
Your
in
work
high
begs to
school.
differ, but yeah.
Thank you. I honestly don't consider myself artistic, but
Wow.
funny enough, doing these donuts, doing this business was my creative outlet because I used to work in HR, which is a very dry office job I found. And this was just kind of my way of having fun and experimenting. Um, I think I've gotten better artistically, but still, there's a lot of things people send me, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I am not that artistic, despite what you see on my Instagram or website. Like, I can't do like faces on donuts. Maybe I can put some googly eyes, um, but thank you so much, thank you.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of that custom requests for people like yeah, asking for faces and things like that? Is that a big part of the requests
Um,
that you
a lot of times for birthday parties, people will come and they have a specific kind of birthday, like one recently was superheroes, and they had picture of, like, Spider-Man, Batman, all those, like, superheroes, but
yeah.
specifically, like, someone had, like, frosted or, like yeah, they literally hand did it, with icing and all that, and I'm like, "Listen, I can't do that, like, I can do
Mhm.
colors and sprinkles and edible images if you want, but that's as creative as
Yeah.
I get." Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do people come with like vague ideas too? They're just like, we have an event and here's the colors and you can do whatever you want with the donuts or
Yeah, that's the most part. It's like,
yeah,
here I have a bridal shower, colors are pink and white, and then I just go from there. I just do my own designs, whatever looks pretty, whatever sprinkles I have that will like match that. But yeah, I love those ones because they're pretty easygoing, and then I can kind of just do what I want. It's the ones that
yeah,
people get really specific and they're like, "Oh, I want this shade of blue," and they'll like send me like all the shades of
a
the
Pantone
colors, and I'm
chart and
like,
everything.
yeah, like literally I've gotten those in the codes to the colors, and I'm like, I will do my best, but this is food coloring. It's not like
Yeah,
an it's not a color image on the computer. So
no.
I always say that. I say I'll try my best, but it might not be exact.
Yeah, the color you
Yeah.
see on your computer is never the same color that you get in real life.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there, I was wondering this earlier today, I thought of this. Are there trends in donuts like that you find?
Oh.
I was trying to think of other industries where there's obviously in like
Yeah.
woodworking, there's trends and things like that. I just didn't know
Oh,
if there
really?
was with yeah. I just didn't know if there was about like donut making and stuff like that. I was just curious.
Okay, actually, the one trend I can think of, which was a few years ago, was the donut wall. Everybody was doing it. It was like a cool big thing to do at your wedding or shower or birthday party. People still do it, but not as often. But I would say a few years ago, if you went on Pinterest, it was like the thing to do. So
Really?
people would get donuts, yeah, because it would be so fun, like this big wall of donuts. I would say that was probably and I never did like donut wall rentals or anything because I didn't want to get into that. Um, but that probably was a big trend. And then it's honestly, I don't know if they're like donut trends or if they were like what I was offering at the time was like a hot commodity at that time.
Mm.
Like during COVID, when everyone is home and all that stuff, like I was pushing donut messages. So basically, they were mini donuts with like letters on top that you could write
Okay.
like "Happy Birthday, Andrew" or whatever.
Mm.
And people love those, and that became a trend in the business because um, I don't know, like I would just keep posting it online. People would get the idea, and they would start doing it for themselves or their family or friends. Yeah, but I don't know, like if there's like donut worldwide trends or I don't know. I don't look into it enough, I guess. I
So I was wondering if there's like a corner of Pinterest or something that the donut makers all follow and like,
don't know.
but
I should look
I guess
more.
not.
What are the trends in your world right now?
I mean, with woodworking, there's always styles of joinery and stuff that are popular. There's types
Mm-mm.
of wood are in season for certain things and certain times.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, people like a lot of people. I mean, even the tools. There's always trends keep swapping from like going back. A lot of people are pushing hand tools, and
Oh,
then
wow.
and then it'll go into like CNC machines, which is like you
Hmm.
design it on the computer and
Okay.
just hit enter and it cuts it out for you, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Um, so yeah, it swings very, very wildly, but a lot of it is just personal preference. I'm more of
Right.
a hand tool guy. I like
Yeah.
building stuff that looks like I built it, like it didn't come out of a
Yeah.
machine or anything.
Right.
Um, so a lot of it's
What's your
personal
most
preference.
popular item? Yeah.
So I make these things. I call them Holdens, and they're book holders. So you wear them on your thumb. I don't think I have any out
Oh,
here.
yes, I saw that on your Instagram. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so it's
Yeah.
holding your book open, hence the cheesy name.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
smart. Very clever.
yeah. So
Love
I've
it.
made probably 100 or so of those that have sold, and I've
Yeah.
had them at like the Ottawa market here in my neighborhood, and
Mm.
sold a bunch online and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, they they're very small, and they're all each one is very time consuming. I've
Mhm.
managed to like over the years get it down a lot quicker, but I'm
Right.
trying to like expand the business into. I want to make bigger things now. Like I made this table that this thing's sitting on, and that was
Yeah.
fun. I've made a record console upstairs and
Oh,
some
cool.
furniture and stuff. So I'm just kind of playing around with bigger stuff now and trying to figure out what
That's
my new
nice.
niche is. I'm not exactly sure yet, but
Yeah. Cool. Would you make
trying to
like
figure it out.
a dining room table?
I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to do like the table and the chairs, like
Yeah.
just make a set one day. That would be pretty cool. Like I've
Yeah.
made built-ins upstairs and stuff, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to be able to make things like in real life with your hands because like I've
Yeah.
told you, I've been doing web development
Yeah.
since like 1998.
Yeah.
And for probably 20 of those years, I had never made a single thing with my hands in real life. So all I could do at the end of the day
Really?
was go,
Wow.
look at this website. That's what I
Yeah.
did today. And
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
to not have anything that you can just shut your computer off and still
Yeah.
see kind of
Yeah.
like got to me after a while. And so I was like, and
Yeah.
my wife is an artist. At the time, she was a fashion designer. She had her own label. So
Oh,
she's only
cool.
ever done stuff in real life with her hands. And so I was like,
Yeah.
I need to find my thing. And
Yes.
I read a book where a guy talked about woodworking, and I was like, I'm just going to try that. That'll be my first thing, and I'll see
No
how that goes.
way. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so I bought like a whittling set, and I
Yeah.
just, as soon as I took like a rectangled piece of really soft wood and made it a cylinder, and I was like,
Yeah.
that is magic. That is so cool.
Oh my gosh. That's
I cut myself a
fascinating.
ton. I've had injuries and everything, but it's totally worth
Yeah.
it. It's like,
It comes with the job. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's
That is
great.
so
I mean,
cool.
to be able to make things for people as gifts now is so
Yeah.
cool. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wants a website for a birthday or something, you know?
You know what? I think I do. Like,
Oh yeah. But yeah.
that's wicked. So it's all self-taught and just out of a desire to like try and learn and see where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tons of YouTube watching and reading books
Mhm,
and stuff. But
mhm.
I'm a very a visual learner, and
Me
I'm
too.
always better if I just start doing it. Like
Yeah.
you said, you're very impulsive, which is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm sure it's got its issues with running a business and everything
Yeah.
here and there.
Oh yes.
But but yeah, yeah, I like getting my hands dirty and trying it out and see if it works.
Love it.
I
Yeah.
I need to be a little more impulsive with the business side of things because I'm very like anxious and
Yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
cautious, but I'll get there. I
Oh,
hope.
that's good. That's good
Um,
though. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm very impressed with your impulsivity though. That's pretty
If
cool.
you ever are worried about something, doing something, just message me and I will give you that push.
Okay,
I'll be like, "Let's
okay.
go, Christian. You got this. I'll help you. Let's go."
That's amazing. Have you always been like that, or did you have to go through some stuff to just realize who gives a shit? Let's just try this.
No, I think I've always been like that. Like
Nice.
my brothers like that. We're just kind of like I don't know if it's good or bad. Yeah, sometimes I don't want to waste time with analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
And because it takes up so I see my husband and sometimes he's like, "Okay, should I do this or should I do that?" I'm like, "I don't know, just pick something and do it. Like, stop thinking about it." Whereas me, like, okay, I'm feeling like going for a run. I'll just go, like, because I feel good in that moment. So why think anymore then? But it's also like, yeah, it has its challenges when for the business, like when I started this business, it wasn't like, okay, what are all the things I need to do to start a business? Like I just started baking. I
Mhm.
went on Facebook. I didn't go to the city and say like, hey, I need a business license. I
Mhm.
should have done that, but the way my mind works is not like, how do I get all my ducks in order at that time,
Yeah.
right? Now looking back,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I should have, but um and then that's when the city, like, found out about me and they gave me warnings, they gave me a fine and all that, and I'm like, "Okay, I have to actually legitimize this business." That was, like, 8 years ago or 7 years ago or something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "If I wanna grow this business, I need to actually, like, submit a business license." That's when I decided to build a kitchen in my basement and go through all the motions to actually,
Yeah.
like, build this business. Yeah.
Do you think if you knew all of the hurdles you would have to jump, maybe you would have gone and done something different, or
Oh,
is that just not your nature?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like with this kind of business, it's a lot of bakers too. It's when you're selling a baked good to someone, you're not going to like automatically go and build a kitchen or start renting space because you don't know how it's a gamble. You don't know how it's going to go. What if it doesn't take off? You spend all this money and then what happens? So like for me, I kind of wanted to build a reputation first and
Yeah.
start getting known from like family and friends and then, you know, the city coming to me was like, okay, that was my wake up calls. Like, am I going to pursue this or am I going to just close it down and can't like stop what I'm doing? But I'm like, no, I'm too invested now. Like, I love doing this. And I've created
Yeah.
this name that like I want to bring it to the next level. But had I known before all the work to be done, I would have been like, ah, not at all. It's too much work.
I can imagine. And
Yeah.
like you said, you're working from home, right? Your business is run out of your home. Do
Hmm.
you do you find any like occupational hazards come from that? Like, for example, I work on the internet all day, so at 5 o'clock, the last thing I want to do is go on my computer.
Hmm.
Um, do you find that like, all right, you finish your workday and you go upstairs, and like the last thing you want to do is make dinner, or
I know. Funny enough, I know. That's many of the times I'm like baking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to like make dinner after this. It doesn't end. But like, I thank God I love cooking and I love like experimenting with different recipes. I'll go on Pinterest and find something. Um, but for me, it's like it's having that closure when you know what it's like, Christian. When you work from home, it's like, okay, I want to work until 5 o'clock. And then once five comes hits like rolls around and once my daughter comes home from daycare, I want to be done. I don't want to like be on my phone for emails or doing
Yeah.
a last minute order. Like I want to be completely done for the night and just be like present as a mother and not have to worry. But having that home business kind of like haunts me that I'm always at my work. Like I come
Mhm.
downstairs and if there's something to be cleaned or some other prep I have to do for the business, like it's always here, which has its perks, but again, like can't escape it, right?
Right.
So it's
Y-
kind of finding that fine line between like work and play or motherhood or I don't know,
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah. I've found that too with working, not for myself, for my day job. Now that we're all working from home, I get more messages in the evenings or like
Oh, no
in the
way.
off
Yeah.
hours. Yeah. Cause they just, there's no clear delineation now between being in the
Right.
office and not being in
Hmm.
the office. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, I have to like, I've got my phone to turn off all the notifications at 5 o'clock. Like
Good.
I'm done, especially on
Yeah.
vacation. I just delete the apps while I'm on vacation. So like,
No, that's smart. That's
not,
a great idea.
not finding me, not getting to me. Nope.
Good. I love it. Smart.
I
It's
was
hard.
curious
Yeah.
about, yeah, 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 totally.
Oh, sorry. I
Um,
was gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, 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 please.
No, I was gonna say too. When you have a business and you get like if I get messages or emails, and emails it's easier because I can take my time to respond. But it's sometimes when I get like DMs and people want a response right away, but it's like evening time or it's the weekend and I want to get my orders done and picked up and be done for the weekend. And I find it tricky that um, people want responses right away these days and
Mhm.
they want an answer now. So I think having the business and I don't know, the turnaround time, the responses, like
Yeah.
that's sometimes tricky with like the work life balance.
Especially like my wife has found this. She sells her work on Etsy, and if you don't
Yeah.
respond in a certain amount of time, you
Yeah.
get like knocked down a peg in their algorithm
Oh,
or
really?
something. I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure it's
god.
Etsy. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like they list the response rates and everything. And I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah,
know
that's
Facebook
nuts.
does that too.
Yes,
And
yeah.
it's like, that's ridiculous. Like,
I
what's the
know. We have
rush?
lives. Exactly.
Yeah. 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 I was curious about the name Darling Donuts. Where did that
Yeah.
come from? And were there any others that made the final cut that you considered?
Um, honestly, when I was creating this business, I was like, okay, what would sound nice? Like I did a Google search to be honest, and I was looking up cute donut names and then I saw Darling Donuts. I was like, I think that's nice. I like that. Like I think this was before AI came out. Or else that would have been nice too to have ChatGPT help. But
Sure, yeah.
um yeah, no, honestly, again, I'm not creative, right? So like I had to go online and be like, what sounds cool and like more on brand for myself, right? And that was the one that suited me most. But I think that one thing I struggle with too is like Darling Donuts, it sounds darling and cutesy and pink and fun. And as much as like I try to be like the product is talks to the name, I think. Myself personally, it's like I don't dress in pink dresses and wear like a cute bow and like that's not my image. That's not me. So I think sometimes I struggle with that. Like, am I representing my brand okay? Well,
Mm,
or I just want to be as authentic as possible to who I am, and this is my brand. But
right.
yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it does. You'll just have to get
Yeah.
like a mascot and have like someone dress up as that, and there you
That's a good
go.
idea.
Yeah.
That's true. Good idea. Love it.
Is there anything in like from the business side of things that you wish you knew starting out? And on the other side, is there anything that you're glad you figured out along the way that you didn't know when you started?
So when I started, oh, that's a good question. What I didn't know that I wish I knew was that there would be people that would be super helpful to help with advice and growing the business and being a good support system. And those people wouldn't be my direct friends and family. They would be, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Like, there are family members and friends that have supported, but the people I find that have been the most influential and helpful and supportive through this business have been mentors along the way that have either done it themselves in a similar capacity with baking or with small business in general, and that I could go to for advice, that they have a toolkit that they've used among the years to help me answer questions if it's an issue with or challenge with a customer, or what do I do? I'm at this roadblock in my business. Um, so I think I didn't know that in the past. I can lean on other people for support and guidance, and there are people that are willing to help and not um, hold in, or like, I don't know the word, like gatekeep information.
Right. Yeah.
Um, so I think learning that and um, I learned that early on who the right people were to go to get some mentoring and help. But then I've learned along the way, I also want to be that person that people know they can come to pass off my knowledge and my experience and stuff and help others, because it is hard. It is very, very isolating, which I did not know when I was starting. So every day I work alone, and I'm an extroverted person. I love talking to people, and I probably go crazy when I'm like at home every day talking to myself or the baby. And I find,
They rarely respond,
yeah,
babies.
yeah, exactly. He just stares at me half the time or cries. So um, I think not realizing how isolating it would be was a big part of it, and that's why it's been important for me to connect with others along the way. And I think that's been a huge asset for me, is creating those friendships and those communities of like-minded people. And I think that has been the most beneficial for me and for my business over the years.
Nice.
Did I
Is
answer
that
the question? I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
brilliantly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
great. Is that is that what then led you to create, like, Work Nights? I read about that whole
Yeah. Oh
initiative. That
gosh.
was so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. 100%. Like, it was during COVID. It was at a time where like we're all communicating online and connecting online, and that was great. But I'm like, you know what? This has to be more than online. We need to be in person and making those in person connections. Like, that's next level. That's how, for me, I love meeting people in person. If I have a great connection with them, and um, I love using those people for if I want to get something done. For instance, like, we did sleep training with my son, and the girl Chelsea we used for sleep training, she had come to Work Nights, and we built a connection, and I love her. And
Mm.
me loving her at the beginning and we connected was a reason why I wanted to use her. Like, she also had a great
Nice.
reputation for her business,
Sure,
but
yeah.
for me, it's about that personal connection. And
Mhm.
I wanted to build a platform in person where people can come together and just make connections and make new friends that have a similar mindset. It wasn't never about selling to each other or about like networking, because sometimes networking events can be very like stiffy and awkward.
Yeah. Yep.
But this was more like just a chill event, have a drink, like shoot your shit and talk about like what things have happened to you in the past and like asking for advice and that kind of stuff. And I think that's why people love it, because it's a place you can go and you can be yourself and you don't have to feel like, oh my God, are people going to like me? What are they going to think of me? Like, we're all
Yeah.
just there to have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Are there themes? Like, do you have theme nights, or is it just you show up and just meet people and it's just kind of open forum?
Yeah. So we've done themes in the past, which have been so much fun. Like, last year we did Taylor Swift Eras Tour theme, because like
Mhm.
she was like coming to Toronto and all that. And then what else? Where was this inspired? I think just like the fashion where things were going. The mob, we did a mob wife theme, and I thought it was so much fun. Like, people went all out for these themes. So I have one in mind for the one we have coming up. So I can't wait to announce that one soon. And but it's fun. It gives people a reason to dress up. And like a lot of people that come are like in their 30s, they're young moms. They don't go out a lot. They're literally like being a mom or working. So this gives us
Yeah.
like a platform to be like, okay, guys, like I'm going out for the night. Like, gonna dress up, gonna look good, gonna have fun. So yeah, we make it fun.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Nice. And I saw you also are part of the Center for Entrepreneurship at Mohawk. How did
Yeah.
that come about, and what's that brought to your
Yeah.
life?
So okay, I started there 2020, oh gosh, two, I think, 3 years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So when I was on mat leave with my daughter in 2021, I um I was encouraged to apply for the One Awards competition with First Ontario. And it's basically a business competition. It's going on right now. The application's just closed. And you basically pitch your business to a panel of 12 judges, and you could win as much as like $10,000 or more, and then in a bunch of in-kind services. So it's a really cool competition. It puts you out there. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm on mat leave. Let me just apply, see where it goes. So I was lucky enough to make it to one of the 11 finalists to pitch my business. And then
Nice.
with one of the judges being from Mohawk College. So and then later on, I was one of the 4 winners. So that was really exciting. It kind of brought my business to a new level. And then people got to hear about me and who I am and all that. But then it was awesome because I made the connection with Ryan Anderson, he's the manager of the Center of Entrepreneurship at Mohawk. So when I had
Oh,
a call
cool.
with him, I was basically like in this midlife crisis sort of thing that my mat leave was coming to an end of my last HR job, and the company had closed down. So I had no job to go back to.
Oh no.
And during that time, I was building this business, and I'm like, Ryan, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to like, should I go back to HR? It's like, it's paycheck, like it's what's it called? Like steady income and all that, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
or do I go full fledged in my business? I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. Like I have a kid now and a mortgage and all this. And he was like, honestly, we actually have a position here. It's part-time. It's a great team. You should consider it. Definitely apply. So I took the chance and I applied, and yeah, I've been on the team for I guess 3 years, and it's been so much fun. Like I basically help them with creating events and creating workshops for students and alumni and community members that are interested in entrepreneurship. So it
Nice.
goes hand in hand with what I do. So I love it because it's a perfect offering for what I do outside of Mohawk, anyways.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm amazed at how you find the time and energy for all this
It's harder
stuff.
now, honestly. It's
I
hard.
can imagine,
Yeah.
man. Some days I finish an 8-hour day and I'm like, that's it. That's my energy. I'm done.
I get it. A lot of days were like that.
Yeah. I was looking at your Instagram the other day and your socials, and I really appreciate how you not only show that the good stuff and the bad stuff, like everyone has good days and bad days, but you talk about it too and try to like encourage people to kind of ignore those perfectly curated Instagram accounts and stories, and just
Mhm.
encourage people to like I guess motivate them through those tough times to be like, I have them too. We all have them. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter how
yeah.
perfect people make this look.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just wondering why that is important to you, and is that something that you struggled through when growing your business as well?
Oh, I love that question. I totally didn't expect that. I like it. Um, I would say growing up, I grew up in an area where it wasn't porn. Maybe it was a generation, but it was everyone had to put their best face forward all the time, and many people weren't vulnerable, and I'd be scared to like admit my truths and be honest and with what's going on. If I was dealing with anything challenging, it was very hard to
Mm,
talk to people. And I think that just like from growing up, that when I came into adulthood, I was like, no, I don't want to be that way. And Instagram is very flashy of like, let's just show our best lives and show like when we're on vacation and how pretty the sunset is or the beach. And no,
yeah.
building a business is not like that. It is not always like, here's me, I look perfect today, and here's my perfect donuts. Like, it is not anything like that. So, um, and I think going back to work nights too is one of the things I wanted to show is I wanted to talk about the hardships of entrepreneurship and having people relate and connect to that. So through my business, I wanted to kind of help people to understand, no, I'm just a person behind all this, trying my best. Um, I have good days, I have bad days. I'm literally just making it up as I go half the time, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
most of us are. And like the
Yeah.
more people I talk to one on one, like as perfect as their Instagrams may seem or their lives online, everyone is going through their own shit. Can I swear on here or is that
Of
bad?
course you can. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. um, yes, everyone has shit going on that they don't talk about, but there is realities and no one is living a perfect life. And the more I talk to people one on one, I'm like, why are we all just kind of, scared to admit what's actually happening? I'm not saying you have to like announce it to the world, but to
Right.
know like it's okay to talk to people and it's okay to be vulnerable. And um, I think it makes you more of a likable person when you're okay to be like when you are vulnerable or can be like, I don't know if the humiliation is the right word. I don't know, but just to say your truths and just be proud of it. So I think I grew up, even in my HR jobs for a long time, at meetings, not speaking up. I was always afraid of what people would think of me if I'd said something wrong. And
Mm.
now I'm just like past those thoughts. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, what people think or what people are going to say. It's okay if everyone doesn't like me because I don't want everyone to like me because I am who I am. And that's going to resonate with some people, not everyone, but I'm not trying to appeal to 100% of the people, right? No,
Right.
no one can, right? We're not like, we can't be everything for everyone. So that's what I've learned over time. And it's okay. It hasn't bothered me anymore. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So I think just like kind of living my best truth and just stop caring what people think. And I'm still trying to get over like being like the ick of if I post something and I'm like, see my face online, I'm like not trying to be like cringe or think that I'm cringe. I'm just like, whatever, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
See how it goes and deal with it later. But yeah, it's definitely hard, but it has helped me just be more like authentic to who I am.
Nice. That's awesome.
Mhm.
I
Thank you.
mean, part of why I started doing this podcast too. I have like social anxiety and I definitely don't
Yeah.
like post in my face and definitely not my voice on things. And I was like,
Oh, you
this
should. No, you're
this is
great.
just a mashup of all the things that I'm insecure about and uncomfortable with.
Oh
Screw
my
it.
god, you're
Let's
doing
dive in. Why
great.
not?
I love it. That's
Oh,
the
thank
best way to
you.
do it. You just gotta do things that scare you, right? And then that's how you would like face your
Yeah.
fears. Yeah.
Exactly. And I get to like meet when I came up with the idea, I was like, that's perfect because I've really enjoyed going to I find the Hamilton art community is so inclusive and
Yes. Yeah.
um so every event I've gone to, you get to meet people. It's like this is cool. This is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And so when I came
Yeah.
up with this concept, I'm like, that's a great excuse to just meet people wherever they are and stuff.
Yeah.
And um
Yeah.
yeah, speaking of that, like I first found out about you in the Homemade Hamilton book that
Yeah. You
Ian
too.
Pettigrew put out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how did you get involved with that?
I think I was recommended to Ian by Lohifa in Hamilton. So
Oh,
he reached out to me and I was super excited because I knew of the book. I knew of Ian and I remember his last book. I knew people in that book and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like I want to get in that book. But I was like a little
yeah.
fangirl. And then when he reached out, I was like, this is awesome for sure. I'm so honored.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Pretty much the same. So my
Yeah.
barber
Yeah.
lives right across the road. My barber shop is right across the road from my house.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And my barber was in the first book. And so I was just
Yeah.
in getting a haircut one day and I saw the book sitting there. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And
Yeah.
flipped
Yeah.
through it. And
Oh,
I followed Ian on Instagram from that. And then he,
yeah.
yeah, put out a call, said I'm doing a new one. So I
Yeah.
just messaged him and was like, I know you had some woodworkers in the last one
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
probably got your fill, but if you need one, I would be
Yeah.
more than happy.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, he got in touch with me and my wife is in the book as well. And
What? No way.
yeah, she's on the next page right after me, Brian
Really? I did not even
Noblestad.
know
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah. That's her in the amazing pink moo. That's her.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I love
So,
it. Oh my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
gosh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's so
So that was
cool.
so fun. And again, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't like getting my picture taken. I always pull stupid faces because I feel uncomfortable. But he made it so chill. It was just like,
Yeah.
he's such a nice guy, and we have the same birthday as well, we found out, which is cool. And
Oh,
we used to live
nice.
in the
Yeah.
same building in Toronto. I feel like
Oh my
he's living
gosh.
I feel like we're like, he's the future version of me. We're just living the same life. Just like he's a few years ahead
True.
of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's true.
funny.
He's photographing people and you're podcasting, you're interviewing people, right? So
Yeah.
totally hit a niche. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get him on this podcast, which may just break the space-time
Yeah.
continuum. I'm not sure. But
Oh, yeah.
we'll see.
That's mhm. Oh, wow. That's
um
funny.
I'm wondering if you can think of what your proudest achievement is, like whether in the business or just in service industry in general, or what would you consider your proudest achievement?
Um, honestly, like I think I looked at a lot of moms that were entrepreneurs and I always wondered like how the heck do they do it? It's hard work. Like having a business is having a baby and you put everything into your baby. And when I had my first daughter, Eleanor, I was able to keep running it and she went into daycare and we had a lot of support and help. But then when I had my son, then that was a whole new level of like challenge. And I think the toughest thing and the proudest achievement has been having the privilege to raise him, but while keep this business going, as well as all the other facets of like work nights and I'm not saying like this is soared off this year, like it's maintaining, but
Yeah.
I feel like as a mom of two now, like probably a huge achievement is still being able to successfully do this without being like throwing in the hat and being like, okay, I'm done. This is too
Mhm.
much. I'm going to just focus on motherhood, which nothing wrong with that. Like, I love
That's
being
a
a
hard
mom,
enough
but
job on its own. Yeah.
exactly. But I think just still having the perseverance and the passion to want to continue this business and build it to even something bigger one day, I think that's been one of my proudest things. And because I've seen people do it and think, how the hell do they do it? I'm never going to be able to do that. Or especially if
Yeah.
someone has a business and they have kids and they have a location, they have a brick and mortar. I'm like, now how do you do that? Like you literally have somewhere to go every day and you have kids that you got to bring to school and like dinner and bedtimes and everything. But then you got to be at the location. Like, so I'm always fascinated and yeah, that's for sure. Like, I could I've won
Nice.
awards in the past, and that's all great, but in the end, it's doing this all while being a mother and being able to, balance it all out, and yeah.
It's incredibly impressive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of brick and mortar, is that in the pipeline at all for Darling Donuts? Is that something maybe one day, or?
It's funny, I always get this question, and, my kids are 8 months and 3 years old, and at this point in time, I feel like I need to be there for them right now, and they need me, and they're such a young, critical age that having a home-based business has worked so well for me and the
Uh,
flexibility I have in life. Like, not to say one day, like, I would love that having a location that people can walk in and get a coffee and donuts or just quickly pick up donuts or whatever. Um, it has been so hard to see a lot of small businesses struggling, especially food businesses that have closed down just
yeah.
this year. So I am very hesitant to like jump in right now with what's going on in the economy, especially.
Uh,
So, but I do think one day, like when my kids don't need me as much anymore, and if I want to bring this to the next level, I know like that is what I need to do. Like I can only do so much in a home based business, in a home kitchen.
mhm.
But if I really want to ramp up one day, and I know it, like I know I could do it, it's like, how much do I have the grit? Do I have that, you know, preservation? Like I
Mhm.
know I could do it. Is do I want to write? It's just a timing, basically.
Timing.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe one day, just not yet.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like it's one of you'll know when it's time, you know?
Yeah, totally. When my kids don't need me,
Until
I'll be like, okay, that will be my next focus. Yeah.
then.
Hmm.
Nice.
Hmm.
Nice. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. As we said, you've got so many irons in the fire. You've got orders to get out and things and babies to raise. Um, so I just wanted to finish up by thanking you for your time. It's been really nice getting to know you, getting to meet you on this. And where can so where can people order from you, see your work? What's that whole process like? Pickup, delivery, etc. How does all that work?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much, Christian, for having me on here. It's been so fun. I haven't done this in so long. So again, as I told you, I don't talk to many people during the day. I'm like at home sending
Yeah.
like voice notes to my friends, texting them. They're all at work and they're like, stop bothering me. But so thank you. This is great. But
Well, you have another work from home friend. You can send me voice
yes,
memos
exactly.
and
Now I'm gonna bug
we'll just,
you. Yes.
yeah, that's fine.
um, I would say if you want to place an order, it's best to go through the website. I don't do DMs on online. So go on www.darlingdonuts.ca and there's an online form you can submit and what you want with the dates. Um, we are getting into busy season with a lot of showers, birthdays, weddings, all that stuff. So it's best to place an order at least 2 weeks in advance. Um, and I mostly work Fridays to Sundays or Thursdays to Sundays for the orders because that's when all the events are.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I would say online is the best way to reach me. And if you want to see what I'm up to, definitely Instagram. I think it's at darling.donuts.hamilton to see what's going on there and then availability as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much yet again. I very much appreciate your time, and I cannot wait to try the donuts.
Yeah, so you put it in order. Thank you, Christian, for sure. I
Yeah,
cannot
of
wait to meet you in
course.
person. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for my wife's birthday. By the time this goes out,
Oh,
she will have had the donuts, so no worries in me saying this, but yeah, cannot
good.
wait. I know she's gonna love them.
Good. Oh, good. I hope
So
so.
yes,
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
I guarantee. Yeah. Thank you so much again, Alyssa, for sitting down with me and having a good chat. I really appreciate your time, and it was great getting to meet you. For you people watching, be sure to check out the show notes for information on how you can buy some darling donuts of your very own, possibly attend Werk Nights, and just overall get out there and support Alyssa. Supporting local small businesses is always important, but especially in these weird ass times we're in, it's pretty vital. So do what you can. Thank you again for listening. If you like what you hear, feel free to leave a review or rating or share this podcast. It's all very much appreciated. If you are a maker and would like to be part of the show, please drop me a DM on Instagram. That's what the kids say, right? I think so. I am Woodbeard is my Instagram handle, or email me at podcast@woodbeard.ca. All this will be in the show notes. I'd love to meet you and share your work with people. I hope to see you all again next time. Until then, be there for each other and have a good one. Woodbeard Meets Makers is a Woodbeard production. Audio engineering and production by Woodbeard. Editing, Woodbeard. Music by Woodbeard. Awkwardness, Woodbeard.